The podcast you're about to hear involves true stories, which may contain graphic content that is not suitable for children. Listener's discretion is advised. This is Esoteric Oddities.
Hi guys.
Hey guys.
Did I
Spike sure
yeah.
did. Sarah doesn't wear headphones when we do this because she seems to get. You talk.
What is with that? I talk lower when I have headphones in.
Well, also I've noticed you talk a lot lower when it's like your turn when you're reading off of a paper or if you're reading off of like the script. I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying because like when we're talking like this, you're fine. But then when you start reading, it's just like
I'm self-conscious.
About what?
My reading skills.
You're shining out here, babe.
Am I?
Do you remember those games that would like? They were like reader. Oh my god, what is it? Reading Blaster or something? Hold on,
No,
I'm gonna look it
that?
up. Hold on,
That
everybody.
sounds fun.
Wait.
Reading Blaster.
Means something different when you're older. Yes, Reading Blaster was one. I had Reading Blaster with the. I don't totally remember it. They're like Space Cadets or something. Good times. They also had Math Blaster, which I fucking hated. Mom, if you're listening to this,
that in school.
Mom, if you're listening to this, Math Blaster was the worst Christmas gift you gave me in second grade.
Here's Math Blaster.
Well, no, I loved Reading Blaster because it was fun, but like math, numbers, no thank you.
Remember Reading Rainbow?
I love Reading Rainbow.
Nostalgica.
Yes.
That's it?
I don't know.
All right. Well.
Wait, what was I going to say? Oh, remember when math teachers were like, you're not going to walk around with a calculator in your pocket? Bitch, I'm holding out my iPhone 7 Plus right now. Look at this.
I can't. That's like not a thing. I don't think they were ready for the future.
No, I think they just needed like a reason to. Okay, let's talk about the educational system. Hi,
my
guys.
math teacher the one time knew I was high, and it was so embarrassing.
Well, yeah, because sometimes it's very easy to tell with
well,
you.
I can't help it. I use it for my anxiety.
Now, I have anxiety. I almost just threw up. What was that? Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. Are you good?
I'm good.
That salad wasn't good tonight.
Oh, for $9. $9 for a salad.
Like, hello, I better be fucking skinny after this.
And that's that
on that. I don't have a very good that's that on that today, but I have another segment that I'm doing, so don't you worry.
Don't you fret. Hi guys, this is Esoteric Oddities. I'm Sarah.
I'm Jonathan.
And we are coming at you today with an interesting topic. But before we jump into that,
yeah, before.
Have you seen the Fire Festival documentary?
Oh my god, did you watch the one on Hulu?
I didn't. Mark watched the one on Hulu. I watched the one on Netflix.
The one on Hulu is so much better than the one on Netflix.
See, I heard the opposite argument.
Why? No, because the one on Hulu like starts from beginning like of Billy McFarland's life, and then like proceeds into like how he got the way that he did, and then jumps into all the Fire Festival shit. But Netflix has more on the festival like itself.
Yeah.
Did you watch?
Did you watch the Netflix one?
I watched half of it, and I was like, "This is boring."
Y'all remember the Fire Festival, right?
That shit was crazy.
There's so much there was so much going on that I didn't know about. Like when that like trailer fucking dropped and it was like
I didn't even see it.
Oh, I remember seeing it on Instagram. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
I don't even remember seeing it. Also, I thought Ja Rule like made the entire thing.
He was just the name that was attached. That
I had no idea that Billy McFarland was like it. Oh my god, and his fucking wife was like, he's not the person you think he is. And
Who?
then Billy McFarland's
He's
wife,
a wife?
or no, his girlfriend.
He had a girlfriend?
Yeah. And
okay,
she's
wow.
like,
Netflix didn't tell me that.
Exactly. You see? Hulu's the one. And she was like, he's not as bad as you think. And I'm like, and then
when Homeboy was out on bail, okay, I'm not gonna ruin it for anybody. We're not gonna ruin it for it. But like, it's a very, very fucking crazy, interesting concept because you got to think that how many companies are out here not doing a music festival, but how many companies are out here doing it.
Remember that that fucking red swimsuit thing?
Red swimsuit.
Everyone was fucking reblogging it, and no one got a free fucking swimsuit.
Wait, is that like one of those dumb things that's like reblog this and you'll get a free swimsuit?
Yes, I mean people were stupid because you should have known that you weren't gonna get anything for free, but like Instagram, not even like social media platforms are scamming people out here. Fucking what is that?
It's not the platforms, it's literally people.
That's
it's
true.
people
But
have been
using
scamming
the
since day one. That's not. I mean, there's
what is that sugar bear hair shit?
Sugar bear haircut. Actually, they did research on that. It doesn't really do a whole lot, but it does do what it says. Like it promotes like good skin. I'm not sponsored, by the way. Hashtag not sponsored.
Maybe you should.
Oh God. All right. So that's the Fire Festival. It just blows my mind that people like there's something missing. That's like fucking sociopathic tendencies.
No, it's not. It's what do they call it? They called it something.
Sociopathic tendencies.
No, they called it something else. Like a con artist.
Psychopaths.
Like con artists,
Right,
are like
but
known to
they're
have,
meant
like,
to, yeah, literally sociopaths because they don't care who they're stomping
true.
on, who they are like taking advantage of, as long as they're the winner in the end. Like there's not much emotion behind it because I don't know. This dude is convinced that he's not going to jail.
Yo, he's convinced that he did nothing wrong. Like, I was like watching interviews and he was like not unfazed. I was like, are you good?
Okay, we're also talking about this, assuming that everybody listening knows what we're talking about. So, the Fire Festival was a festival that happened in April of 2017, and they dropped a trailer for it in 2016 that had like a bunch of models hanging out on like a beach, and it was super exclusive. Like they were only going to sell tickets for like maybe, I think it was like 8,000 people on an island on a private.
2 tickets were $49,000.
That's crazy. On an island that was owned by Pablo Escobar. Well, turns out they couldn't say anything about Pablo Escobar, so they actually didn't do it on that island that they filmed the thing on. So people are thinking like, it was confusing. I remember when it came out, I was like, so does this mean Fire Festival, like all these models, all these celebrities who are going to be there are just going to be hanging out?
Also, like, Emily Ratajkowski isn't gonna fuck you because you're on this island and she's on a fucking boat. Like,
yeah,
let's be real here.
Right, but I don't think people were trying to fuck her. But
what's the obsession with like?
Everybody wants to get theirs. They want pictures. They want to feel. Dude, high school never ends.
It makes me want to cry because
I'm telling you, high school never ends.
Well, I feel like it kind of. No, this is kind of wrong to say, but like I used to be that person. I used to always take selfies. I used to always post pictures of myself, and now I don't do it anymore.
That's so okay to say.
Like, but it's just crazy because I felt like it was because the people that I was hanging out with did the same thing. So you had to be like, this is my life. It's subconsciously I had to like live up to that hype.
Right, but there's no need to.
No, now I don't.
That's good. Are you happier that way?
I am. Yeah. I feel like I post less because I'm unhappy with the way I look.
Oh God.
But it's fine. We'll get there.
You're beautiful.
That's besides the point.
You have a perfect face for podcasting. I'll tell you that.
I really do. You don't fucking see it.
But also another thing I wanted to say was, so basically Fire Festival happened April 2017. It was not what they expected. They were promising yachts. They were promising private like
cabanas.
Condos. Yeah, that people were paying for. Well, they ended up using tents from like a tropical storm that happened that were left over. It rained the night before people came. The mattresses were soaked. Everything was fucked. It was a free for all.
That fucking food.
Oh yeah, it was in like a styrofoam. They were promised like they were gonna have sushi chefs there. It was literally like a piece of bread with like 2 pieces of cheese on it and like some salad. And
like
there's
some mustard.
That viral picture that went like and exploded. Okay, so I felt bad because in my head, I kind of wanted to blame the models. I fell into that, but I didn't know that they didn't really know what the fuck was going on with it because they shot the trailer.
But didn't they see what it was advertised for?
Well, they shot the trailer before any of it was organized. So
there was
also you had to no, no, it's okay. I just want to finish this thought really quick. Also, the models and the people who are like, when they were filming it, they're under the assumption that everything's under control, and there's no way that they can really know that it's not. So I think in the documentary, the one guy was just like, if you're selling like a Ford F-150, you're shooting a commercial for a Ford F-150. I'm talking about the crew because they were being blamed too. That this crew was like, hey, this is this awesome car, film it. Okay, that's not in their expertise to know if it's a great car or not. Well, what if like the engine doesn't fucking work? And you're being blamed for this product, but it's not your fault because a lot of people were blaming the camera crew and shit. But it really boils down to Ja Rule, this Billy dude, and the other people at that company.
Yeah, like who made the plan without having any like credentials behind it. There was this one very uncomfortable scene where Ja Rule was like telling them what to do, and they were like, no, and he was like, you like jump in the water after me, and they're like, so you look good, and
okay, yeah,
they were like, it was just it made me feel very uncomfortable.
Also, yeah, that was
like I got a glimpse of the type of person that Ja Rule was, like that stupid fratty boy that like wants everything to look like it's about him, and I'm just like, please sit down.
Also, I'm just gonna look at it objectively because a bitch loves to be objective, but like I only watch Netflix and it didn't really give much of Ja Rule's perspective. I don't know about Hulu. Okay. So like there are well, in this case, more than 2 sides to every story, but like I would be interested to hear what he has to say.
I didn't know
for himself.
Fuck Jerry was a part of it at all.
Yeah. Wow, it was very interesting. Also, in this day and age, especially like 2018, 2017, it is a goddamn miracle that nobody was hurt. Nobody was like raped. There was no security.
Right?
The tents were so close to
Those
each other.
people were drinking from like 11
and
in
nothing.
the morning.
It's so bonkers to me. That was what my first thought was when I saw them running to the tents, because literally these people nothing was organized at this fire festival, and everybody was just like, pick a tent. He literally, Billy, the dude who runs it, stood on a table and he said, pick a tent. And so people were like fucking charging for it. Like nobody got stampeded, thank God. Totally could have, like on a desolate island where there was like, I don't know where the nearest doctor is, or how.
A huge rainstorm. Like, what if that happened again? Like, they didn't even check to see the fucking weather before setting the dates.
Well, you can't check that far out in advance.
That's true. But even when it was a week away, and even
well, I don't think they would have been able to.
That event that was happening at the same time.
What event?
There was like some big. There was this big event that they do. Like, it was bigger than Christmas, and it was like the day of the concert.
Oh well. Hi there. So yeah, I watched that this morning. Very interesting watch. It's pretty fucked up. Morning? Yeah, I watched it this morning. Woke up, did my laundry. Watched a documentary. But also how fucked up that this I'm gonna go ahead and say sociopathic white man from America comes to another country. He got people from this country, like natives, to work, and by the time he left, none of them had gotten paid. Fucked over a lot of people.
Yeah, there's this woman, something about her cafe was like affected.
Oh, that was so sad.
Yeah, and she owes like thousands of dollars. So like you didn't just fuck over people in America. You also fucked over people in another country, which is like not as fortunate as Americans.
Right. And for it to be this rich ass white dude to come through with a smile on his face.
Yes. And like fuck everything up, and he was still living in a penthouse after it all happened. I just can't.
All right, yeah. Fire Festival. I guess there's one on Hulu, one on Netflix.
Do the one on Hulu, it's better.
Or do both of them, because I don't know.
I tried to do both. After the Hulu one, I was like, this Netflix one sucks. But it's like almost like you have to watch the Hulu one and then watch the Netflix one for like the full storyline. Like you really get the whole thing if you watch it that way.
I'll have to watch. Okay, so that's that on that.
Love that.
Sorry, I stole your segment for today.
It's so fine.
Yeah. But you guys didn't come here to listen to us talk about Fire Festival for like 10 minutes.
We went in.
We did. But today's topic is the dark origins of nursery rhymes. Now, listen, I have some questions. How many do you have, Sarah?
3.
Okay, I don't know who goes first.
I'll go first.
Because we went like in between last time. Okay, so if you want to go first, perfect.
Sure thing.
All right.
Okay, guys. First up is London Bridge.
Oh, is it falling down? Is this the Fergie? Are you going to break down Fergie lyrics, babe?
No. Also, although I meant to say, Fergie, I felt like really chilled in on London Bridge. No one knew what that meant until Fergie. I'm just kidding.
I didn't know what that meant literally until did I look it up with you, or did you tell me? Someone told me what London Bridge is. Listen, you guys, go to urbandictionary.com and check out what London Bridge is. I'm going to do it right now because I'm telling people to do it and watch it and not be what I'm thinking of. Hold on.
Oh, I could tell you. No, that's the Eiffel Tower. Okay.
Can you recite the poem?
Yeah, sure.
Or the nursery rhyme?
So there's like 2 versions.
And can you sing it to the beat of my heart by Hillary Duff?
To the beat of my London Bridge.
Okay, no.
I can't.
Okay, well, just say it. Just fucking say it.
So it's like London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down. My Fair Lady. They also say build it up with wood and clay. Build it up with bricks and mortar. Build it up with iron and steel. Build it up with silver and gold. Set a man to watch all night. Suppose the man should fall asleep. Give him a pipe to smoke all night. You know, that's like, and they keep repeating it.
Interesting. I never actually heard that. I only know the first part.
That's all I know too. I'm wondering, like, was that a scam?
Have we been scammed? Is this the Fire Festival of nursery rhymes?
Probably. So London Bridge is Falling Down is a nursery rhyme that became extremely popular in the middle of the 18th century. the origin might actually date all the way back to the Middle Ages or even beyond. For those of you who don't know what the Middle Ages are,
Go back to school, bitch.
They are 476 AD. So during the 19th century, the tune that we still hear today began to become a poem. The lyrics of the song and game. You remember that game?
London Bridge?
Yeah.
No.
Same thing. It's two people hold hands above their head and someone goes through the bridge. And they say, London Bridge is falling down.
No. Did you just dab?
I did.
No, I didn't play that game. I was too busy playing basketball with my boys on the court.
I love that for you.
Edit that out, John.
So the lyrics of the song and game pertain to the stability or lack thereof the world famous bridge in London, and gave a practical and wildly fun suggestions about how to repair the structure, which is going back to like gold and silver, steel and iron.
That's an expensive alternative. We could just do the brick and mortar. That's fine.
So when the publication of the lyrics surfaced, the popularity of the song soared in the UK and US. So
That's kind of like so after doing my own research and really thinking about, because nursery rhymes, we're just kind of programmed to accept them at their face value of what they are. And obviously we'll both get into that with our other ones.
But it's honestly, it's like it's like a song. Like song lyrics have different meanings.
Right. But also, why is it so like interestingly, I don't want to say dark, because this one's not really dark. Some of them are, but it's interestingly like negative. It's like, why are we singing a song to our children about a bridge falling down that could probably kill a whole shit ton of people?
Yeah, it's just, there has to be other meanings behind it, because like, why was it made?
Simply must. It's also like interesting to think about things that were handed at face value. So imagine yourself. Look at things objectively. Here we go.
Give it to me.
Like if you're an alien from a different planet, I almost said country, I didn't mean it like that, an alien from a different planet, and you come down to Earth and you have no idea what any of our customs are,
and we're like, London Bridge is falling.
Well, not that, but like let's say Christmas,
and
you're just like, oh, it's our tradition is we buy a tree that's usually outside, we bring it in our house, we put lights and everything on it to make it look pretty, but that's not the rest of it. There's actually going to be a really big fat guy who hangs out at the mall for most of the time,
and then goes back to the North Pole for an entire 365.
Yeah, he shimmies down your chimney because he can't use the front door, and he leaves you presents if you're good, but he puts them under the tree. Oh, by the way that he gets here and goes all the way around the world is he has reindeer that fly.
Also, not all children get the same thing. Some get iPads and some get other things,
and some don't get anything at all if they're naughty. They get a little spanking, little Saint Nick spank.
I really contemplated, if I ever have children, telling them that Santa's real.
Santa's very much real. Also, if you're naughty and you get coal's a fossil fuel, and honestly, it's probably worth more than your iPad. Sell that shit on eBay. I'm totally just kidding. Okay.
Who even?
Back to London Bridge.
So there is allegations that the bridge was about a Viking attack. Samuel Lang translated the Norse saga titled Hamriksagóla.
Love that for him.
In 1844, while it is possible that something was lost in translation, one verse is reminiscent of the common version of London Bridge falling down nursery rhyme. According to Hamriksagóla, Olaf II of Norway destroyed the London Bridge in either 109 or 114. I think this is AD.
Sure.
Whatever. However, there is no other corroborating facts about this attack. So,
right, because it was
gonna go to
a long time ago.
Right. Other theory that I found, which I feel like is more the way.
More the way. Let's do it. Come on, give it to me.
Strap in, strap on. This is
always
like very mind-blowing.
Okay, blow my mind.
Another theory of London Bridge goes that in order to keep the London Bridge upright, its builders believed that it must be built on a foundation of human sacrifice, and that those same humans, mostly children, would help to watch over the bridge and maintain its sturdiness. This is referred to as immurement. For those who don't know what immurement means, it is a centuries-old practice of entombing a body within a structure. This concept stems from ancient belief that a human blood sacrifice would somehow assure stability of a given structure. Many buildings across Europe have revealed skeletons within their foundations. Also, fun fact.
That got really fucking dark really quick.
I got you. It's also said that there have been sacrifices all under Philadelphia's buildings, like specifically City Hall, things like buildings that have been there for a really long time.
We love a sacrifice.
It's said that there were skeletons under there as well.
So that sounds like what sense in what logical mind is it like? Are they alive when they sat? Well, I guess I'm a fucking idiot.
A number of these structures were castles and churches, but one bridge in Germany contained an sacrifice, and unfortunately, miners were almost always the victims of the sacrifices. I have facts.
Oh, I was just gonna say.
So
Oh wait, so this is like some real shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. All right.
So another major fact surrounding the nursery rhyme is that what it's actually about. But more of the identity of My Fair Lady that is said in all the rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
There have been rumors of the true identity of a woman mentioned in the rhyme. Over the years, theorists have proposed several names. One candidate could have come from the Lehigh family of Stoneleigh Park in Warwickshire. According to their family history, there is a report of human sacrifice that lies beneath their estate. So the Lee family could have had revenue in the London Bridge, and that's why they thought to have human sacrifices for it, because they also do the same thing.
I'm still not seeing how the fuck they're just like, London Bridge is falling down, but you know what would help? If we fucking murder children and put them in between the bricks.
They also thought weird shit like that like weird remedies would cure like smallpox and shit.
That's true.
It was a time.
One time I farted into a tennis ball tube and thought it could be preserved forever. I don't really know where
How did that work for you?
It didn't.
The thought process.
Mark was there.
Mark's always there. He's an accomplice.
We were, I think, in 5th grade.
I love that for you. See, you thought that.
Well, you could probably preserve a fart if you fart in a jar.
No.
But the tennis ball thing, it wasn't sealed properly, so it just snuck on out.
That's def it.
I don't know why I brought that up now. John, you can edit that out. Back to you.
Do you want to go, like, I go and then you go, or do you want me to just tell all of mine?
We can go like every other.
Okay.
I have okay. All right. Yeah. So we're going to go every other. That's what we're going to do. All right, bitches. Strap in, Thank you, Sarah. London Bridge is indeed falling down. So if you have a child, go ahead and
please save her.
Mail it to 100 London Bridge. Bridge. Oh, Way. Gerard Way?
All right. I love that. Gerard Way.
So here is my first nursery rhyme. It is Mary, Mary, quite contrary.
Ooh.
Are you familiar?
I kept scrolling past them when I was researching, but I wouldn't let myself read. So
oh,
like, no.
Perfect. Thanks.
Because I know how you get.
I always do. I get wet. So, Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row. All right, so it sounds at first cute, right? Like Mary, Mary. Ooh, quite contrary.
What does contrary mean?
It means contrary. So it's a cute girl with like a green thumb. Like, ooh, we love a girl who knows how to grow tomatoes. I can never get it right. Do you remember that infomercial where the tomatoes would grow upside down? It was like the Topsy-Turvy, I think, or something like that.
No, I hated infomercials. And I always went to sleep to Disney Channel.
I love infomercials. Are you kidding me? They're so fun. Okay, so it sounds cute, right? But actually, the reality of it is very grim.
Oh, tell me about it.
So it actually goes back to the times of medieval poverty, and it mentions torture, disease, genocide, and war. Let's take a trip back, y'all. This isn't going to be your...
Take it back now, y'all.
This ain't going to be no boring history lesson. So this is actually about Queen Mary of Tudor, one of the most evil bitches in history. Are you familiar?
Yes.
No, you're not. Are you? Do you know who she is? I didn't really know details about her. You can say no. God, okay. So this is Queen Mary of Tudor. So unfortunately, I share a birthday with this wicked bitch. Her birthday was February 18th, 1516.
Yes, we got a birthday coming up.
So she was the Queen of England and Ireland from July 1553 until her death on November 17th, 1558. So let me just give a brief history and then why this is fucked up that it's in a nursery rhyme. So she was the oldest daughter of King Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon. She was actually their first child to survive. They had I think they had a few children born, but they died at a young age. They definitely had some unfortunate miscarriages because this was, back then.
True.
So at that time, a woman had never ruled England. And within her first 10 years, marriage to her was used as like to make treaties with other countries. So she was in heir. They couldn't have any boys. Like they kept trying and they only had their one daughter. So they were using her as King Henry, mostly her father, was like, here's my 10-year-old daughter. We'll marry her into, or you can marry into our family. Your son can marry into our family. They're just making treaties and shit because, you know, she was an heir to England.
Right.
She was wanted by many. And that wasn't really a situation that places had seen because there hadn't really been a woman ruler at that time. So she was raised to speak Spanish and English due to her mother's Spanish roots. What's good, girl?
Ooh.
So in 1553, Mary was 17, if my math is correct. Math blaster, thanks.
Wow, look at that. Shout out.
Mary's father divorced. And this was like kind of a big deal back then because it didn't really happen often. And guess what? He married his mistress, Anne Boleyn. Can you believe it?
The Boleyn girl.
So now we're in this weird, awkward situation where there's technically two queens. So there's Catherine of Aragon, and then there's Anne Boleyn, and then there's technically two princesses now too, because there's Mary of Tudor and the newborn child of King Henry and his wife Anne. Her name was Elizabeth, right?
Wait.
So what?
Why is there so many? I thought it was all about Mary.
What?
Like,
I'm gonna bring it back around.
Okay.
I'm just giving you the history of this,
that's
baby.
That's too much.
It's like a little complicated here. So at age 18, Mary was sent to be a servant for her new baby half-sister, and she was pretty much stripped of her royal title. So Anne Boleyn was kind of a bitch and would actually slap Mary if she claims that she was royal. Also, she got no sympathy. Hillary has one cup of coffee. She has no sympathy from her father, Henry, who actually ended up like disowning her. The king ended up kind of disowning his firstborn daughter.
Oh, because he got all these girls now, right?
I know. Well, however, he still had control over her, even though she was 18. He was still the king, and that's kind of how it works back then. So King Henry only allowed Mary to see her birth mother, Catherine, once every 5 years. Once.
Dude, they were gnarly and mean back then. They did not give one fuck.
Yeah, and she couldn't really do much on her own because she couldn't drive.
What?
I meant to say like she couldn't just get on like a fucking horse. Like she had everybody. She always had multiple eyes on her by the people who were like her servants and shit.
So like was she like locked in a room basically?
No, but she was forbidden from doing things even after the age of 18, even though she didn't really hold the title of the princess anymore. Her sister did. But we're going to come back to this. So Mary was raised Catholic, and Henry now told her to recognize him as a greater power than the Pope.
I think one of my stories goes into this.
Okay, so this is going to scar the bitch, right?
But I don't know.
So years later, Catherine of Aragon dies. So Catherine of Aragon is her birth mother. So King Henry and Anne Boleyn fucking celebrate. Literally, they get out those poppers. They pop that champagne. They're twerking their asses.
I love
they got
poppers.
their poppers.
Yeah.
Not like the gay poppers that you snort and loosen your butthole.
Oh, okay.
Not those. No.
Oh.
The ones that you pull the string and confetti comes out.
Right. Okay.
They're less fun, but they're still fun. So,
okay.
They're celebrating. How fucked up is that? Fucked up. I'll tell you. It's very fucked up. So Anne Boleyn later was arrested on charges of incest, witchcraft, adultery. Can you say this is going to be my bio if I make Tinder?
Witchcraft, adultery,
incest, and conspiracy against the king. And guess what? She was fucking beheaded. How's it feel now, Anne? Where you gonna put that crown, baby? You ain't got no head. Oopsie. Then later they're just like, actually, none of that happened, and it was proved that all of it was false, and she was pretty much just murdered. But don't worry.
Yeah, but we knew that.
What?
We could tell by the way everything was going that she was just murdered for nothing because her dad was basically pissed.
No, this was Anne. This was Anne. He married the mistress, Anne Boleyn. This is Anne Boleyn. This isn't her.
Oh,
she's still alive. We haven't gotten to her fucked up shit yet.
Oh, right.
Stay with me here. So King Henry then remarries Jane Seymour, and they have a son, Edward, together. So now the succession goes Edward, then Mary, then Elizabeth. So this is the order that the succession goes. So then King Henry VIII dies and is succeeded by 10-year-old Edward, which is Mary's half brother and godson, but they actually got along, and she took care of him. She took on like a mother figure because she's a little bit older at this time. I think she's pushing 30, I want to say.
Wow, old.
No, that's not old.
I know, I was joking.
Okay. So King Edward comes through. He's like, what's up? I'm 10 years old. Fuck a Lego. I'm going to own this land. So as he grows up, you know, he keeps ruling the land. And England now goes from Catholic, which Mary was a heavy Catholic, and I'll get into that. It goes from Catholic to a Protestant country. And Mary, this is when they had some contentions, because Mary's like, oh, honey, no. This is not how it's going to go. Fuck you.
In my country.
But it's not hers. It's her half-brother's.
Yeah.
So King Edward, listen to this, made it illegal to attend Mass, which was a problem for Mary because Mary attended Mass 4 fucking times a day. Homegirl, what are you praying for? What are you praying for?
A new life. Look at her.
She probably is. Also, they also really didn't have anything to do back then. You could like read books. You could like probably scribble on paper. She couldn't even play fucking Candy Crush. Can you imagine? What a fucking life.
She couldn't even play The Sims.
I'm saying.
Or House Flip.
Not
That's my
sponsored.
favorite game.
Okay, so eventually King Edward dies at a younger age, and Mary, who is now 37 years old, becomes the Queen of England. And when she is, what's that word? Not incarcerated. Oh my God, I know it from Frozen. That word when you become the queen. You guys are saying it out. Coronation.
No.
It's Coronation Day. Right?
Oh,
When
right.
Okay, I don't fucking know.
It is coronation.
Ugh.
The king's correlation.
I don't have a king. We don't have a queen. Well, we do. We have Dolly Parton. What's good? I love you,
Yeah,
baby.
we're not talking about Queen Elizabeth. She's a reptilian.
Oh, God damn it. All right, let's stay focused here. We're talking about nursery rhymes and a whole bunch of shit.
And kings and queens.
And Fire Festival. So she says on the day of her coronation, quote, if God is with us, who can be against us? End quote. All right, bitches, it's about to get real. So now she wanted to restore the country to Catholicism by any means necessary. So people didn't really like a Catholic queen at this point. They're all kind of Protestant, and they've kind of drifted into something else. So,
we want to have, what is that, brothels.
yeah, basically. So she marries King Philip II of Spain, and people did not like the fact that he was a foreign king. Also, she started not really being liked by the people in England. I don't quite get it. Like, I don't really know what she had that the king of Spain wanted, because
What
honestly,
does she have that I don't?
listen, she wasn't cute. She was 37. She didn't have many hobbies. She went to church 4 times a day, and she looked like fucking Principal Trunchbull. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh no. So everyone's like, get fuck out of here, girl.
To the chokey. So she worked hard.
To the chokey with ye. You should definitely make that the title.
Well, we had the To the Barrel of Shame with ye. It
Oh,
was the
right.
one. Okay, so she worked really hard, obviously, to restore Catholicism. The devil works hard, but baby, Mary of Tudor works harder.
I love that.
Okay, so Protestants who rebelled against her were at first hanged. So even her half-sister Elizabeth was threatened of this, but this isn't the worst part. There was also torture involved. She ordered these Protestants who were going against her to have thumb screws that crushed their thumbs between 2 hard surfaces. I love that you're fucking laughing at that, you sick bitch.
I'm imagining it.
They would like put like 2 flat surfaces like this,
Yeah, and like
with screws on the end,
yeah.
and just crush your fucking thumbs.
Screw in your thumb.
And so that sounds like an innocent thing, right? Well then, she would use torture devices on victims' genitals.
If you want to know what torture devices they use, head over to our episode 3.
To the Barrel of Shame with you. I think it was
Literally.
like 15, 10.
Oh.
It was before 20, I want to say. It might have been after 20.
We covered one torture thing.
Yeah, it was fucked up. If you are queasy, I would say that's our one episode not to listen to if you're queasy.
That's true.
Janine's son also said that was the only one he couldn't listen to.
Really?
You guys, we scared a child. I'm sorry.
We're sorry, the
Janine.
kid.
Okay, back to this. Oh, more torture devices. Love this for all of us. Nursery rhymes who? So after being tortured, these people were burned at the stake in front of everybody. Reminding everybody.
Witches were burned at the stake.
I am aware, but we're not comparing those. I'm just saying that it sounds like a distant fairy tale, but this shit actually fucking happened. They have documentation of it happening. Like physical documentation of this
ruthless.
fucking shit was happening. So after people were being burned at the stake, it was a big whole public thing, because it was like, don't go against the queen because this is what's going to happen to you, which is usually what the public hangings were about, was just to be, made an example of. So others were beheaded with a guillotine. Fun fact, it can take up to 12 fucking attempts to successfully kill a person using a guillotine. Another fun fact, it can take up to 60 seconds to reset the guillotine. So essentially, it could take about 12 minutes for a guillotine to successfully kill somebody, and it's just hacking at your neck, and you gotta wait a full 60 seconds till it drops back down.
Shut up. And you
12
have to wait
times.
16 minutes for it to actually work.
Mm-hmm.
Love
12,
that for
well,
them.
12.
Well,
So
12
actually,
minutes.
she didn't care who you were. Men, women, children, pregnant women. So there's
Yikes.
actually a record that a woman who was about to be burned at the stake, I guess, like, was so fucking scared and nervously induced that she gave birth right before she was about to do it. Queen Mary of Tudor.
Did she behead the child?
No, she tossed the baby in the fire. Hi, how are ya? So she is responsible for the death of 300 fucking people just because they didn't want to be Catholics. Catholic my balls. No offense. Some offense.
Well,
And
thank God we have free religion.
she earned herself the name Bloody Mary. So let's go back to this nursery rhyme, shall we? Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? Now, the garden actually resembles, well, it stands for,
People.
yeah, well, the ever-growing cemeteries and,
Genocide.
and graveyards, yeah. And the silver bells and cockle shells were the torture devices. The silver bells were actually the thumb crushers, and the cockle shells were the genital destroyers. And pretty maids all in a row. So the maids were actually, back then it was a name for the guillotines. They referred to them as maidens, and it was shortened to maids. So Mary of Tudor, she died at the age of 43. She never had kids. She had no heir. By the time she was 43, right before she died, King Philip had left her, probably because her pussy was dry and crusty. Pussy.
And it stank.
Thank you. And England was on its way back to being Protestant. They were like, fuck your Catholic shit. So she...
They were definitely like, oh my God, Catholic women are crazy. Overthrow.
We're not saying that if you guys
No,
are
no,
Catholic,
no,
we're
no,
not.
no, we're not. We're just saying based
That's
on
what-
the
yeah.
story.
Yeah.
That's probably what people were saying.
Yeah, so that is Mary, Mary, quite contrary.
Yikes. That's not quite contrary at all.
Yeah, okay. And then I have one more really short one that ties in with this one. That's another nursery rhyme. And then
Hit
you
me.
can do yours. So this is Three Blind Mice, bitch.
See how they run.
Okay, so three blind mice, see how they run, see how they run. They all ran after the farmer's wife, who cut off their tails with a carving knife. Did you ever see such a thing in your life as three blind mice? Well, this is actually about three noblemen who together conspired against Queen Mary of Tudor, who we just talked about. And their tails cut off represented their genitals mutilated.
Look at that.
Love that for them. And ultimately beheaded at the guillotine or the maids. So that is Three Blind Mice. Why were these specific instances turned into nursery rhymes for us to share with our children? Because if you think,
I feel like because people lost what it actually meant, like
right, but
you
why
know,
did
like
it? Why
roll
did
over.
it start being a thing? Is my
That's
question.
true. Why are you singing about? No, they were like, we're gonna take what happened here and put it into a song.
And give it to our children.
Literally, though.
All right, what you got up for me next?
Jack and Jill, bitches.
Oh, I'm familiar with this one.
So,
Hello.
depending on where you are in the world, you may have heard some different versions. Of
Oh yeah,
Jack
I
and Jill.
honestly I do forget that
There's like more
we don't
than
have just American
tumbling
listeners.
after.
And honestly, that is such an American thing for me to say in my small little world that I live in. So I'm sorry for those of you out of the country because
We don't know anything.
we really don't.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Up Jack got, and home did trot as fast as he could caper, to old Dame Dob, who patched his knob with vinegar and brown paper.
Oh. Why was he running like homeboy if you cracked open your skull? What happened to Jill? Where was she?
Okay, we're going to get into that. So the first stanza, did you like that word?
Oh, I love it. Oh, God, you educated. You
is
copy and pasted,
the
educated.
old, I didn't know, what do you, line, verse?
Yeah, no, I love a stanza. We love a stanza. We stan a stanza.
We stand a stanza, bitch.
I think that's a title.
The first stanza is by far the oldest and seems to have been the sum of the total Jack and Jill rhyme in the 18th century when it was first recorded. The second stanza, which would be that weird...
The brown paper shit
Yeah.
that nobody knows about.
Yeah. Appeared in the early 19th century when chapbooks, which are short illustrated books containing extended versions of popular nursery rhymes, got published.
Ooh, we got the director's cut over here. What's good?
The chapbook for Old Mother Hubbard, for example, was a huge bestseller in the first few decades of the 19th century. If you read one of these old chapbook versions, you would encounter the Jack and Jill rhyme that is a whole 15 stanzas long.
Oh, are you going to read all fucking 15?
Nope.
Thank God.
I'm just going to jump right into the theories. So one theory suggests, this is more of the common theories, that it's about France Lewis. I don't know what XVI is.
Okay, wait, let's figure it out. XVI. So X is 10, V is 5, and I is 1. So it's 16.
One of the most common theories surrounding the story's origin is that Francis Louis the 16th and his wife Marie Antoinette, who were both found guilty of treason, were beheaded. So Jack and Jill. Jack fell down, broke his crown. Jill came tumbling after. They were beheaded.
So, wow. Okay, so they didn't act. Wow. The downfall. Ooh.
The downfall of them all. So another theory is from Chris Roberts. He was a librarian at the University of East London. Suggested that Jack and Jill is a story about two young people who lost their virginity together, with Jill getting pregnant and Jack running away from his
responsibility.
Yeah, as a dad. Roberts draws attention to the surprising presence of the word knob in the second stanza of the nursery rhyme, and a knob thatcher, which was a wig maker. The slang for that is basically like a penis.
We love a knob.
So that's the origin.
So they wrapped it
Jack
in
and
brown
Jill.
paper.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird and interesting. Wow.
I have another one.
Okay.
Are you done?
No, I have a couple more.
Okay. Do you want to go?
Yeah, my next one's short.
That's cool.
This one I had never actually heard of.
Oh, really?
But it seemed popular. It might not be like something in our country.
Give it to me.
So, well, there's two versions. There's the one that's more common in the U.S. and then there's one that's more common in Europe. So the one in the U.S. is Peter Pumpkin-Eater. Have you heard?
I've heard of that.
So it goes, Peter Pumpkin-Eater had a wife but couldn't keep her. He put her in a pumpkin shell and there he kept her very well. So there's also the European version, which is Eeper Weeper Chimney Sweeper had a wife but couldn't keep her. Had another, didn't love her, up the chimney he did shove her. So this commonly dates back to early religious America, and it was basically I don't know, they're teaching these children so early in life. Okay, so it was kind of like a warning to women to be faithful to your husband or he will kill you, and then keep your body inside of a fucking pumpkin.
I don't
or
like that.
shove you up a chimney.
Right?
So,
don't be a cheater.
He had a wife but couldn't keep her.
Okay, so Peter Cheater, Pumpkin Eater.
No, Peter didn't cheat.
I know, but like...
But he's a male in America, and clearly we've got some issues.
He needs to be fucking... What is that word?
Fucked.
No.
He couldn't keep her. All right, so what you got next?
So I have Lucy Locket.
Oh, I've never heard of this.
All right, I'll tell you the nursery rhyme.
Is it Lucy, like Lucy?
Yeah.
Okay. Never heard of it.
Lucy Locket lost her pocket. Kitty Fisher found it. Not a penny was there in it, but a ribbon round it. So Kitty Fisher, she's an 18th century courtesan. She was remarkably self-centered.
I love that for
super
her.
into herself, you know.
Me.
She was famous for hosting debauched parties for men she entertained, and on one occasion she even served herself up as dessert.
Wow, baby, hey.
So Katie Fisher's story is a fascinating one.
She served herself up for dessert, baby. Just put whipped cream on it.
Literally, though. So Lucy Locket was employed by the Cock.
What? Why'd you say it like that?
Because it's called the Cock.
What's the Cock?
It's like a bar. It's now called Ye Old Cock Tavern.
Oh my God, who would go there?
The story goes that Lucy Locket took a lover who compensated her for her time financially.
So she was a sugar baby?
Basically, thus becoming her pocket. Miss Locket quickly ran through her lover's available funds and basically threw him away. As a consequence, he turned to Kitty Fisher for comfort. Fisher's reasoning for taking Locket's lover was since he was unable to compensate her financially, perhaps it was a love match. Regardless, Fisher taunted Locket for her meanness.
Wait, hold on. No, I'm just putting two and two together that, like, is it a real bar or is it literally just like an old sugar daddy and they're referring to him as
an old bar.
Ye Old Cock? Like,
No,
it doesn't get
an old
more.
Bar.
Okay.
Like, I promise. The whole story is that the pocket had been found with a ribbon around it refers to the practice among prostitutes keeping a stash of money between their skirts secured around the thigh with a ribbon.
Wow, you're not kidding. Ye old cock.
I told you.
I'm on their Facebook page. Wow.
I told you.
They have delicious cocktails, and B is for buy one, get one free. Happy days on all cocktails.
Love that.
Daily from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. if you guys want to meet us at Ye Old Cock Inn. Where is that? Is this in a different country?
Yeah.
It's in the UK. It's in Manchester.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, it's about 3,422.98 miles away from here. I'm going to head on over there after we do this podcast. Go ahead and meet
I'm
us.
just gonna jet set there.
Let's have a meet and greet at Ye Old Cock.
I love that for you.
I love that for us.
Thanks.
Was that it?
That was it.
Wow.
It was
Love
just basically a nursery rhyme about prostitution.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Wow. Let's just tie him into a rhyme. So, okay. So my next one is Goosey Goosey Gander. Have you heard of this? I had not. So the nursery rhyme goes, Goosey Goosey Gander, whither shall I wander? Wander. The burp is optional. Upstairs and downstairs and in my lady's chamber, there I met an old man who wouldn't say his prayers, so I took him by the left leg and threw him down the stairs.
Oh!
So off the bat, they're not really hiding much that it's violent, but this dates back to 16th century England. And y'all, people thought Catholic priests were corrupt. Plot twist, most of them fucking are. Can you believe? Can you actually believe it? So some were thought to have broken their priestly vows of celibacy. Not on my watch. So for part of a century, there was actually a reward for any Protestant who could find and execute one. I love that. It's like a fun little game. So in this rhyme, a priest has been found doing just that. So goose is slang. Well, it was slang back then for a sex worker. Or the word that's frowned upon, prostitute. So this priest has been caught in her bedroom with his pants down. So one way to test if a man was hello? One way to test. I don't know.
Come back.
One way to test if a man was a Catholic priest was to have him recite the new English prayers rather than the old Latin ones. So in this case, the priest was like, I can't do it, or he refused to. And he's then killed by being thrown down the brothel's flight of stairs. And that's that on that. Goosey Goosey Gander.
Wow.
Whither shall I wander?
Real quick, push. We're done here.
Yeah, by his left leg. Oh, God. Okay.
Yikes. These stories are actually kind of like...
These are like children's nursery
gruesome.
rhymes. And they're just like, come on, let's clap our hands. London Bridge is falling down.
It's about children being sacrificed.
Let's sacrifice Susan. We love a Susan sacrifice.
We do. Are we taking this quiz?
Oh, I have a couple more.
Oh.
Sorry, I have a couple more. I have two more. And they're a real treat for you guys. So this one's not as dark, but I thought it was really interesting. I did not know about this. So Yankee Doodle
went to town.
So obviously I know about this, but I didn't know the history behind it. And if you guys don't, well, prepare. Are you prepared?
I am prepared.
So Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony. He stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. So this one is from the American War of Independence back in 1775. What's up? Only real 1775 kids will remember. So it was popular with English soldiers because Yankee back then was an insulting word used for Americans, and a doodle or a doodler was also insulting. It referred to one's dumbness. Is that a word? Wow, that's just really something else.
Isn't dumbness a word?
Probably not, but I'm going to use it because it refers to my dumbness. So in the 1770s, get this, macaroni was a London-based manufacturer of very expensive, very fashionable wigs, not pasta.
It all comes from London.
Isn't that correct? Well, this was the London people.
You and pasta.
The fuck out of my ear. So the implication is that Americans were so stupid. They thought that a simple feather, just plopping that right in their hat, would make them look as sophisticated as the people in Europe. But the joke's on them because in the end, you know, the Americans won their independence. Amazing. So that's Yankee Doodle. Not that dark, but the whole thing about macaroni, I never knew. I was like, why is homeboy sticking a feather in his hat? And he's like, this is pasta. It's not. Oh, okay. So my next one, I never heard of this one either, is Georgie Porgy. Do you know this?
No.
So it goes, Georgie Porgy, puddin' and pie, kissed the girls and made them cry. When the boys came out to play, Georgie Porgy ran away. A bit rapey. Gonna go ahead and say that out the bat.
Out the bat.
So out the bat, off the back, nip it in the butt.
Who love that for you?
Mitch match, all of the above. Oh, we haven't done eggcorns in a while.
Right? Yeah, because I feel like everyone knows we hate them.
I know. They're so annoying. So this dates back. Well, okay, so there's two potential ideas of what this refers to. So this dates back to the early 19th century England. Hello, England. How are you today? That wasn't an English accent, was it? No, that was like
Something else.
Australian, I think. So, English King George IV, who had a larger waist, it was about 50 inches. He was about 300 pounds. So that kind of refers back to the first line, which is Georgie Porgy, pudding and pie. So despite his large size, Georgie Porgy, baby, he got the ladies. He also had the title of a king, so keep that in mind. So he had many mistresses throughout his life. He was a very scandalous person. One of his mistresses was an actress named Mary Robinson.
Wow.
And when he left her, Mary threatened to tell newspapers about their affair. So Georgie Porgy was like, here, take some of my gems, my doubloons, my money, honey. He paid her off. Keep those lips sealed. And the next couple of lines are actually about George's love of bare knuckle boxing or fighting, basically. So the line where, here we go. At the time, the sport was illegal, but, Georgie Porgy, he went to go see the matches all the same. Can you imagine a leader of your country doing something unethical? I can't imagine something like that.
What's that like?
That's totally barbaric and insane.
Laughs and nervousness.
So there was actually a match that King George attended, and one of the fighters was actually fucking killed. Like, he got socked, rock'em sock'em robots. Yeah, his head like popped off. It didn't actually pop off, but he got fucking murdered. This man died. So law enforcement was actually called, and George had to actually like escape through the back because he couldn't be found that he was there. I mean, it was kind of knowledge that he went to these things, but if the police came and the king was like, "What's good? I'm just here doing illegal shit."
Wait, that's so weird. They did that in Riverdale.
Oh.
It was like Archie was in jail, and he was like, they were like doing these fighting rings in the basement, and they like smuggled him out.
Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is have fun and be yourself. So, so this is another possibility that it's about George Villers. I'm going to call him Villiers, and I know that that's wrong, but you can suck on my ass. I'm going to auto-tune that in post. I'm going to auto-tune that. I'm going to cut this part out, but I'm going to like, when I say suck on my, I'm going to auto-tune it, and it's going to sound good.
I love that.
Isn't that funny?
That is funny.
Oh my God, I'm so underrated. Okay, so George Villers was, he was alive from 1592 to 1628. Don't know how old that makes him. You do the math. Math blaster, 5,000. So he was a total babe, and he fucking knew it.
I love that for him.
Okay. And then he becomes friends with King James I. Now, rumor had it that he and the king were a little bit more than just friends. Are you following me here?
Sure do.
So this would explain why within...
Some Leopold and Loeb shit going on.
So within... oh my God, throwback.
Thank you.
This would explain why within 2 years, Villiers was made an earl and then a marquise, I don't know. But it's something. So 5 years later, at just 31 years old, George became the first Duke of Buckingham. And then the king openly proclaimed, quote, "You may be sure that I love the Duke of Buckingham more than I love anyone else, and I wish not to have that thought be a defect." That is cute.
He was like, "I just love you for who you are."
Just gay lovers. And
like,
he's
just love me too. Who cares what everyone thinks?
Isn't that cute?
That is cute.
We love a gay king.
I really
He
do.
was serving those looks. He was wearing like capes that were bedazzled. And he's like, "Yes, honey."
I'm here.
Dancing in the mirror to like Carly Rae Jepsen when nobody was looking. So, So now historians who stuttered like me, Hilary. So historians studied court diaries and their court and correspondence that the pair were indeed lovers. But George liked to go both ways and also had affairs with many young ladies of the court. This hits a little too close to home for me right now. Okay. I feel personally attacked. As well as the wives and daughters of powerful Englishmen. This caused resentment all around, but his relationship with the king gave him a certain amount of immunity. That's pretty fucked up. Oh, here's a little something else that's fucked up. It was also said that he forced his affections on unwilling ladies of privileged position.
Look at that.
While managing to avoid confrontation or relation. Wow. Pretty fucked up. I'm so glad none of that happens anymore. I'm so glad that was in the past in England.
Yeah, and we left it where it belongs.
In 19th
and people
century.
learn their lessons?
Yeah.
I'm glad.
And are not acquitted. And do their time.
Yeah, what's that?
Brock Turner. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've... wow, I hope you enjoyed those nursery rhymes. Hey, Sarah, what's your favorite nursery rhyme, even one that we didn't mention? I don't even know if I could think of one.
I don't think so either.
I'm a big fan of Little Miss Muffet who sat on her tuffet because I don't really know what curds and whey are, but I want them.
I think London Bridge was my favorite.
And I love that she had a little spider that plopped on down and he just wanted some oatmeal.
Oh, and the old lady in the shoe. I love that one too.
Oh, yeah. There was an old lady who lived in a shoe.
Her boo left her and she's alone now.
Her husband left her. She said, I don't fuck with you. I have all these kids and no money to spend.
And now I have them ×2 because of you.
Did we just write a fucking nursery rhyme?
Did.
How do you write a nursery rhyme? Can we submit them somewhere? Okay, you guys, before our fun facts and our tweet of the week, which I know you're not going to want to fucking miss, we're going to take a quiz because we're going to find out which Mother Goose / nursery rhyme character are you. And if you would like to take this quiz with us, baby, it's going to be in the show notes where it's always at. I've had too much coffee this morning.
Are you racing?
I am. My heart is palpitating. You also make me nervous. You're so pretty.
Oh.
Stop it. You're so pretty. Okay, so let's find out. Question number 1. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. Okay, here's Old MacDonald down on his farm. But if you had a farm, what would be your favorite animal?
Cute.
A goat, a sheep, a horse, a cow, a goose, a hen, a pig, or a duck?
I'm going to say a horse.
Okay. I'm going to say a piggy.
Cute.
I want a little piggy.
Wink, wink. Dr. Foster went to Gloucester.
Love it.
What is it?
I don't fucking
Gloucester?
know. Sure.
Dr. Foster went to Gloucester in a shower of rain. He stepped in a puddle right up in his muddle and never went there again. Here's Dr. Foster, who most certainly isn't going to visit Gloucester again. But which one of these places would you prefer to never have to return to? Oh my God, the first one. Your dentist. The coldest place you ever visited. The hottest place you ever visited. The worst eating place you've ever been in. Your school. Your exes. The wettest place you've ever visited. Your mother-in-law's.
My ex.
I'm going to say the dentist.
Okay, so here they are going round and round in a ring of rosies. I'm surprised we didn't talk about Ring Around the Rosie. Let's talk about that really quick now.
It's because of what you call it? Pocket full of posies?
Yeah, the Black Plague. It was literally like people were fucking dying.
Did you look that shit up?
Yeah.
E.
Yeah, Ring Around the Rosie was just like
them fucking full of posies was not cute.
Wait, why didn't we talk about that? That's like one of the darkest ones. And then ashes, we all fall down is literally everybody fucking dying from the Black Plague. God bless.
And they were burning them to death.
Love it. So, okay.
Right?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Well, yeah, because there were so many fucking people.
Yeah, and they had
like
to
thousands.
get rid of the infection.
Oh my God. So here, there's like a picture of these girls playing Ring Around the Rosie. They may fall down, but usually get back to do it up over again. But which of these objects would... Wait, what? But which of these round objects would you most likely eat? What does that have to do? Okay, you know what? Okay. So we've got a pavlova. Don't know what that is. Gonna have to Google that. A chocolate cake, tart tatin. Are these out of order on yours?
Yes.
Yeah. A Boston cream pie, Black Forest gâteau, a Borcoletto, an ice cream cake, or a chocolate lava cake.
Oh, I love chocolate lava.
I love chocolate lava too.
With a side of ice cream.
Oh, I love that. I love a Boston cream pie, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I love a cream pie, if you know what I mean.
Do explain. Anyway.
Look it up. Here is a good old Brother John. He could sleep through a nuclear war, but put yourself in his shoes for a moment. What would you say to the cheery girl in yellow when he's finally awake? What are you doing in my house? Hello, gorgeous. Is Uptown Funk still number 1?
What?
Any coffee on the go? I love mornings. ... Is it spring already? What day is it? Fuck off.
I'm going to say fuck off. That is so... Who made this quiz?
I'm saying it's Uptown Funk still number 1.
I'm saying fuck off. Okay, so hey diddle diddle is the cat and their fiddle... Wait. This is... I'm dyslexic. Hey diddle diddle, this is the cat and their fiddle, but which musical instrument would you have been playing if you were the cat? a recorder, violin, bagpipes, clarinet, guitar, piano, drums, or trumpet. I'm going to say recorder because I love playing my recorder. You already know.
I sure do.
This one time,
guitar.
when I lived with Sarah, it was when Jason Derulo's, what the fuck is that
We'll
song?
post it.
What you gonna do with that big fat butt?
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Do, 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 do. So I wanted to make that video so bad. So I
Took
played
us
it.
like 10.
I played it on the recorder and I made Sarah do it. Like, how many times? You're such a good sport. But
I always
also,
am, aren't I?
You really are. But also, like, we had each other's back because I would take your selfies. I would like your shit. I would make you look
yes, true.
good. But yeah, I made you
That
record
fire
that.
selfie you took of me and Charlie, I'll never forget.
I love it.
There wasn't a woman. Oh, I can't even read this.
No, you don't even need to read it. Okay. Fuck it. It's the old woman in the shoe. Eat my ass.
Whatever. We don't like judging old women forced to live in shoes with innumerable women.
Children.
Children who whips her kids at bedtime, but will make an exception. Older women, you are out of order. However, for a moment, put yourself in her feet. If you had to live in footwear, what kind of shoes would you choose?
Oh, I love this.
Oh, fuck me shoes. I love those. That's what I'm going to choose. Trainers. Slippers.
Fuck me shoes.
I clicked it and it went away.
Oh, okay, so I'll read the rest of them. So we've got clogs, high-heeled shoes, slippers, over-the-knee boots, fuck me shoes, trainers, slip-on shoes, or ballet shoes. I'm going to say over-the-knee boots because
I love those. A statement. A staple.
Not just that, but there's so much more space. If you're going to live in a fucking slipper, you've only got half of a roof, homeboy. So, like, if you're in a knee-high boot, you can make,
I'm wearing fuck me shoes. I don't even know what fuck me shoes are.
Fuck me palms. Amy Winehouse. Look it up. Great song.
Okay. There.
Here's Jolly Jack Horner himself, forever spending Christmas sitting on a corner, sticking his thumb in...
What?
What a guy. Oh, okay, wait. Little Jack Horner sat on a corner eating a Christmas pie. He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "Oh, what a good boy I am." So he fingered his... This is basically American Pie, is what this is getting at. But if you were eating a pie, what kind do you prefer? I hope they have a cream on here. We got blackberry, blueberry, pumpkin, pear, rhubarb, apple, cherry, or strawberry. I'm
what
going to say...
rhubarb?
I don't fucking know. I thought that was a tree.
I'm going to do, me too, blueberry, because that's
I'm
my
doing
favorite.
blueberry. Oh my God. I love banana cream pie. Are we surprised?
I love pecan.
And then I love blueberry. And then I love apple.
Oh, I love you.
Oh my God. God bless.
3 blind mice, see how they run, see how they run. They run after the farmer's wife. You got it in before when Jonathan
perfect.
said it. Oh, how we wish we were a fly on the wall watching the scene. In today's world, a video of this would probably receive about 10 million hits. Shame. But hey, if you wanted to teach 3 blind mice a lesson, what weapon would you use?
Ooh, now we're talking.
A bazooka, intercontinental missile,
Okay.
a rifle.
Intercontinental.
Oh,
It's okay.
Set traps for them. Guys, I promise I'm not this stupid. IRL. I promise. I promise. A tank, a cat, grenades, a harpoon. I'm going to say a cat.
You found a fucking dead mouse.
Charlie, my cat, my son, killed a baby mouse and put it in his water bowl for me to find it.
I know. It was so cute, too.
It
The
was.
little dead baby mouse. It was sad.
Little mouth open.
I know. And he was dead. Okay, so I'm going to say cat also.
I love that for you.
So we got 2 more questions. Ooh, Goosey Gander. I love this for us. Okay, so why a goose would care about an old man saying his prayers? Well, now that we know the truth. Why would a goose care if an old man was saying his prayers or not? We shall never know. Now y'all know. But what we would like to find out now that we no longer have lady chambers in our houses, what room in your house is your favorite? So we've got the bathroom, dining room, lounge, bedroom, kitchen, attic, basement, garage. I'm going to say bedroom.
Bedroom. I spent all my time there.
Same.
Hello. Look, there's Humpty Dumpty, as ever, sitting on top of his wall, and oops, down he goes. I ask you, did his mother ever tell him it's dangerous for an egg to sit on a wall? Never mind, though. Now he's cracked open. What egg dish would you make with his insides?
Okay, wait. Nobody ever said Humpty Dumpty was an egg. Just going to point that out there. No one
Literally,
in the nursery rhyme
he was
says.
just sat on a wall, but he was always portrayed as an egg. I hope you guys could have listened and hear what I said, because I don't want to reread it.
You're good. I'll put subtitles in this podcast. Don't worry.
Poached egg, egg salad, scrambled egg, I don't like eggs, Scotch egg, an omelet, fried egg, and a curried egg. I'm going to do a fried egg because I love to zip.
Me too. Oh, wow. This is ironic as fuck. Okay, who are you?
Are you Jack?
No, are you Joe?
I'm Joe.
Oh, cute. Go ahead, read yours.
Oh, dear poor old you, forever helpful, struggling up that hill to fetch that pail of water with your friend
baby.
Jack. And what do you know? You didn't wear your safety gear down the hill. You went head first. Well, thankfully, all you had was a few bruises to show your trouble, unlike Jack, with a huge bump on his head. If you have learned anything from this experience, let it be that whenever you are being generous with your time, lending a hand, remember that health and safety is paramount.
Mine's kind of only showing me half of it, and it's not letting me expand the page to see like what else it says. So I'm just gonna read what I got. So I am Georgie Porgy.
Love that for you.
Georgie. Normally you shake hands and introduce yourself, but you apparently go straight for the lips, stealing a kiss. Well, nobody could ever fault you for your honesty and directness. That's not for sure, but hey, maybe just turn it down a tad. Oh, I guess that was the rest of it. But it says continue and there's a ...
I love that.
Okay. Wow. So I'm the fucking creep. Great.
I'm Jill.
Yeah. I love that for us. Do you have a tweet of the week and a fun fact?
I have a fun fact, and it kind of goes with the nursery rhyme.
Okay.
So Johnny Appleseed, it was actually his apples were meant to be eaten, but made into hard apple cider. Yes.
I do know that because we had to read the book Botany of Desire, which
I love that.
It's such a strange book. I think they made a documentary out of it too. It's so interesting, and I still don't know if I enjoyed it or not.
Right.
But it stuck with me, so I guess it made some sort of impression.
True.
But yeah, Johnny Appleseed literally grew his apples so people could get fucked up because that was before beer.
Yeah.
They would like
make
ferment the apples. Yeah.
Love that.
Okay, so my tweet of the week is actually a video. I'm gonna have to post it. And they tore down a Taco Bell and they had a Taco Bell vigil. And this girl was singing like gospel music about a Baja Blast.
Oh my God.
I was dying.
I have a tweet of the week.
Okay, what's your tweet of the week?
Okay, this is from @SerenaMoon. She says, some people gain energy from conflict and will try to steal yours by creating drama and provoking reactions out of anger and grief. Best thing to do is recognize the energy grab for what it is and just swerve by remaining calm.
Yes, you better swerve. You better recognize and swerve, bitch. So my fun fact is you could circle the world 1.8 times with the amount of Nutella produced in 1 year.
Look at that.
Do you like Nutella?
Yeah, I do. I love it.
I like Nutella. I'm not like a hardcore Nutella bitch though, because you know how some people are like, oh, Nutella. Like it's not really that good for you.
Okay.
There's actually a Nutellaria by my parents' house.
I like cookie butter.
Oh my God, cookie butter is so good. Hashtag love it. Hashtag sponsor us, please.
Hashtag Trader Joe's has the best cookie butter.
Oh my God, they really do. Fuck me up, sis. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for listening.
Thanks, guys, for coming.
Hi to our new listeners. If you like this, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
Please rate us, subscribe.
Yes, give us a good rating, please.
5 stars.
Yeah, make sure you follow us. If you want to support the show, head on over to patreon.com/esoteric oddities, where we do put bonus content up. And thank you guys so much for listening. And until next time, tell us your favorite nursery rhyme.
Stay weird.
Stay weird, bitches. Bye.
Bye.